Towards the end of last year, I was introduced to this book by a business associate titled Atomic Habits by James Clear. Is it Claire or Clear? I guess it depends on which school you went to, but I'll put the cover here. And I must say, this book is life-changing. I haven't read it fully yet, but the few pages I've read, I totally recommend it. I mean, there must be a reason as to why it was the 2021 bestseller. So as you can see from the title of this video, there's a problem associated with focusing so much on goals other than creating systems. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, am I completely wrong for setting goals? Well, keep watching to find out more. Like the title of the book says, Atomic Habits, basically this book is about creating good habits and breaking bad ones. Like we all know, we make our habits and then our habits make us. So, back to the question, am I and you completely wrong for setting goals? No, we are not wrong, because goals help us set direction. When we set the goals, we get to know where we want to be, where we want to go. Whereas systems are the processes that we put in place to help us achieve those particular goals. Because if you set goals and you don't do anything about it, they're actually not goals, they're just wishes. And you might be thinking, if I completely ignored my goals and focused on systems, will I still achieve my goals? Again, yes. Because when you focus on the systems, the score takes care of itself. Here are some of the problems that are associated with totally focusing on goals other than creating systems. 1. Winners and losers have the same goals. I was like, huh? What do you mean by both winners and losers have the same goals? But when you come to think about it, it is true. We all want to be well, we all want to be successful. And that means goals are not what differentiates the winners from losers. But the systems we have in place. We all have 24 hours a day. Like, we all know that. But some people are doing better than we are. And that, I think, is because of the systems we have in place. What do you do in your 24 hours that differentiates you from the winner? You find that the people who are successful, they read a lot, they exercise, they do this and that. And then some of us, we are on social media. We are not eating healthy, we are not working on health habits and all that. So basically, the small things that we do during the day, the small things that we do with our time, the processes we put in place are the ones that will determine whether we are going to win, whether we are going to reach our goals or not. Goals give momentary change. For instance, if you're trying to get in shape or trying to lose weight, whichever it might be, this is just an example. And for you to be in shape, you need to lose like 5 pounds. Well, that would be your goal. Your goal would be to lose 5 pounds. And it is very easy to achieve that goal. However, that will give you a momentary change. While when you have systems in place, you will have continuous progress. Like, you will have change for good. I often hear fitness coaches, dietitians, nutritionists say this. They all usually say if you want to get in shape, if you want to lose weight, you have to change your lifestyle. And by lifestyle, they mean you have to change your habits. Let's say some of the systems you have to put in place to get in shape is like dieting once in a while, exercising for a minimum of 3 days a week, drinking a lot of water, blah blah, and so forth. And why do they emphasize this? It's because when you focus on the systems, the score takes care of itself. I mean, garbage in, garbage out. So basically, if your focus was on a goal, you've lost your 5 pounds, that's it. I'm good to go. You can even go celebrate with pizza and ice cream. But then, what's the aftermath? Have you solved the problem that you were trying to solve? Have you really solved it? Because if you want to improve for good, you need to solve issues from the system level. It's like a tree. When you cut off its branches, it will sprout again, it will grow again. But if you really want to kill it, you gotta kill the roots, you gotta uproot it. So that is what systems do. They help you improve for good because they are continuous. Thirdly, goals restrict happiness. A lot of times we attach our happiness to goals. You're like, let's say for instance, your goal is to save a certain amount of money, and you're like, if I save 5 million this year, I'll be happy. Now, I think that is really not fair because life is broad, life is big. Happiness cannot be attached to one scene, one moment in your life. And with systems, you have multiple opportunities of being happy. How, you might be asking? Because if your goal is to save 5 million and you start putting systems in place that will help you achieve that goal, some of the systems you might have to put in place would be like budgeting. If I told you are in budgeting, now you start budgeting. You might start taking on more hours of work so you can earn more. You might decide to save a certain percentage of every income you make. Those are all opportunities for you to be happy. When you get some money and then you take that fraction of money you wanted to save and put it away, you get to celebrate. You're like, yes, I'm doing good. When you decide to stay in and cook, you're like, yes, I'm doing good, which is far much better than waiting for the end of the day when you have saved the whole 5 million. I don't know if you do see it from my perspective as well, because really life is broad and we can't wait to be at the peak of it or to be happy. So it's better to have systems in place that will help you accelerate that joy and happiness. And lastly, goals are at odds with long-term progress. Why and how, you might be asking? Well, like James Clear stated in his book, the purpose of goals is to win the game. While the purpose of systems is to continue playing the game. You see, goals are all about results. You're like, I'm winning, I've got this, I've reached my destination. The focus is on winning the game, like he said. And like in my previous example, if your goal is to save 5 million, you're going to do everything you can to save that 5 million. However, that is momentary. Whereas systems are continuous. Why? Because you continue playing the game. And again, like in my previous example, when you have systems in place, let's say still your goal is to achieve 5 million, and you implement systems in place that will help you achieve that goal, which could be like saving a certain fraction of your money or a certain percentage of every income that you make into your savings account, then that is continuous progress. It doesn't end with you achieving your 5 million goal, but you make it a habit, you make it a system, it becomes part of you, and you continue doing it. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not easy. Why? Because your commitment to the process is what determines your progress. I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, thank you for watching. That's all I had for you today. And yes, this book is one that I totally recommend. If you haven't read it, please look it up. And if you're interested, I have a copy with me that I will gladly share with anyone interested in it. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll be glad to share. Otherwise, this book is so eye-opening, and I haven't even finished reading it, so I might consider doing a series out of it. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below so that you don't miss out anything. And if you liked the content in this video, give it a thumbs up and feel free to like and share. See you in the next one. Ciao!